Hello, I'm Diane Morgan. If you know who I am, you know who I am. If you don't, who cares? I'm here to explain Italian Time, a holiday phenomenon where Italians throw away their clocks and gather for eternity with San Pellegrino. I've been at this party so long that I've eaten 5 courses, hugged someone's grandma twice and been offered a job in the family restaurant. So this holiday season, make sure to bring enough San Pellegrino to last you through the meal, the after meal and the entire goodbye ritual. San Pellegrino, holiday on Italian Time.
The Subaru Share the Love event is on from November 20th to January 2nd. During this event, Subaru donates to charities like Make-A-Wish, helping grant more than 3,900 wishes so far. When you purchase or lease a new vehicle during the 2025 Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru and its retailers will make a minimum $300 donation to charity. Visit Subaru.com/share to learn more.
Doechii, SZA, girl get up, let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It Music Reviews Season 11. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Guys, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I was getting ready to film and talk about, Season 12 and all this type of shit, and I was going to drop this whole thing. And then I'm scrolling on goddamn Twitter, and I see Doechii and SZA have dropped a song together. I honestly didn't think it was real. And then I look it up, and it's fucking real. We got a new song from Doechii. It's been a long-ass time since Doechii has dropped any new music. Doechii is one of the new hot female rappers. And, we've been talking about Doechii ever since Denial is a River. Then we talked about Anxiety. And now, we're about to be talking about Girl Get Up. Now, look, I'm going to be honest with y'all. My time, talking about Doechii, I'd say Denial is a River is pretty good, except that whole, breathing thing at the end. Anxiety was not my favorite track at all. I think it's kind of annoying to listen to, so I'll just be real with y'all. But hey, we got Doechii, Girl Get Up, featuring SZA, so let's just get into it. Starting off with this fucking beat. Now, I just want to say this. Before anybody says, why I'm going to talk about this beat, because honestly, guys, what the fuck beat am I even listening to? This beat has absolutely nothing to it. The drums are so basic, so lo-fi, so low-key that I can barely... So low-key, they have absolutely nothing to them that it doesn't even feel like I'm even listening to a goddamn... the drums are so low-key, they absolutely have nothing to them, which is kind of funny. And the only thing that you get is this little bit of a string of a guitar. And the guitar is so basic, sounds like fucking absolutely nothing, that overall, I'm not having a good, enjoyable experience listening to it. So, I'll say this. This beat is your basic-ass, lo-fi, trying to sound deep type of beat. Now, a lot of rappers that want to, kind of sit down and just kind of talk their shit, they'll kind of use this same kind of, formula where, it's, the drums are not too overbearing, you just want the drums to have a little bit of sound to it, and then you just, kind of layer on some, basic-ass guitar or some basic-ass piano, and you just kind of call it a goddamn day. It makes you rapping about a verse a lot more easier for the viewer to just kind of listen to the lyrics. So, I'm not going to knock this format. I think this format can work. I just like a little bit more on my beats. Even when we get to SZA's part, I'm telling y'all, the drums and the beat stays the same throughout the whole entire track. So, that's my only real complaint about this beat. Now, before we even get into Doechii, let's just talk about SZA, because SZA, this might be one of the weakest hooks that I've heard in quite a while from SZA. Now, first of all, we start off with some mumbling lyrics at the end. SZA's kind of mumbling her way through the hook, and it honestly doesn't really sound that great. And I was kind of confused. I was like, is this SZA's feature? Is this all she's going to bring to the goddamn table? And then she kind of picks it up. We do have that vocal switch up. The powerful vocals do come back. I definitely do like that. And I'd say the singing, once we actually get to the singing, when we're not, mumbling with the goddamn vocals, when we're actually singing, I'd say overall the singing was pretty fucking good on here from SZA. But this hook kind of doesn't even feel like a hook. It just kind of feels like an intermission to let the couple of verses come in from Doechii, which we will get into all her different verses. We even have a mention of like Aiden Ross and, you know, these streamers, the industry plant, you know, allegations. She goes over all of that stuff today, so we will talk about that. But I will say SZA's part of the song is kind of lackluster. It's kind of something that I'm just kind of sitting here going, man, I wish there was a little bit more. And that's what this song's kind of missing, a little bit fucking more to it. You know, when you have a hook that just kind of feels hollow, feels very hollow to listen to, it's not a very enjoyable experience in my opinion. Now, let's move on though, because SZA is just kind of one part of this song, and honestly, you know, when you have a very mumbling type hook, you know, it's kind of whatever. Let's get into Doechii though. Starting off with the first verse from Doechii. Doechii comes right off the gate, right off the fucking bat, talking about, you know, the allegations of her industry plant and all that type of stuff. Now look, the industry plant thing, it's a new term in the 2020s when a lot of rappers, you know, there's been some rappers that just kind of, you know, appear out of nowhere, and they kind of, you know, the labels and, you know, the marketing, they always push you to these certain type of figures. Like, you know, a long time ago, you know, Billie Eilish was one of those people. You know, Billie Eilish was, people were saying she was an industry plant. She was everywhere. And I'd say this term definitely does have some merit to it. You know, definitely does. I mean, did I know Doechii from, you know, a long time ago? No. I'm gonna be real. The only thing I knew about Doechii was her, like, 2020 XXL freshman type thing. And honestly, she was one of the worst parts of that XXL freshman cypher thing. So, you know, going over the industry plant thing, I'd say, you know, overall,
I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn, and I hire wrong. So then I'm doing IT, and when I go to plug the servers in, they become sentient, and they won't let us access our network unless we forward their chain emails and memes to more and more and more people, and then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant finds and invites best fit candidates to apply, so you can discover talent you may have missed. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
Oh, Hilton stay, your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no shower line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton stay, our holiday you're saving.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. This season, enjoy spacious, comfortable rooms and friendly service when you book with Hilton instead. Hilton for the stay.
And when we talk about, you know, is Doechii and the whole industry plant thing, we'll see. You know, I'll see if that's a real thing. I do think it's kind of funny how, you know, after the whole industry plant allegations or something like that, that she appears on a random ass timeless remix with The Weeknd. That was kind of funny as hell. But other than that, you know, I think an industry plant means you're getting pushed really good. You know, you're able to put the money, you're able to put the marketing, you're able to push yourself to every fucking thing. And yes, it can get tiresome. You know, people might not like it. You know, you're going to get some fucking haters, but hey, that's how you get everybody fucking talking about you. So, I mean, hey, she could be an industry plant. She probably is. But I mean, every other rapper, you know, has started off feeling like a fucking industry plant. Let's just be honest with you. Especially these 2020 rappers, alright? Goddamn. Some of these guys just appear randomly, and then it's like, oh, okay, this is now a new mainstay name. Makes sense. So, overall, I don't really get that. But let's get into the verse now. Let's stop talking about the, you know, politics of this. About the industry plant thing, the politics. How does the verse actually stack up? I think the verse is actually pretty good. My only thing about the beginning verse is that I don't like the vocals. And that's my problem with Doechii's rapping. Sometimes she has moments where she's actually flowing really well, sounding really good on a beat. And then there's other times where, like the beginning verse, where she does this annoying ass vocal melody. And I don't like this vocal melody. You know, she's trying to do this like thing where she's trying to overextend her words, and the way she does it, it just comes off very annoying to listen to, in my opinion. Just be honest with y'all. But I do like that second verse. I think that second verse actually does come in pretty strong. You know, I'm liking the flow. I'm liking how she's attacking this non-existent fucking beat. And I do like the fact that, you know, we are getting some flow switches that are coming in on this song. That's overall pretty good in my opinion. I do like that. So, you know, overall, guys, when we talk about this song, when we talk about Doechii, Girl Get Up, there's not a lot to this song. I'm just be honest with you. You know, other than responding to, you know, the allegations of being an industry plant, you know, and I guess Doechii has been here for a long time, just kind of rapping, dropping music, etc., etc. Good for her. But I will say, you know, when you have a song where you want to talk your shit and, you know, the beat is so non-existent, SZA's hook feels like, you know, a very, like, rushed thing, you know, very mumbly, and then we finally get her singing at the very end of the hook, and then you just got a Doechii verse, in my opinion, that doesn't really stack up. This, you know, flow-wise isn't really fucking hidden for me, and vocal-wise, too. That second verse is a lot better, and that third rendition where she kind of finishes off the song, I'd say that's overall pretty good, too, but other than that, you know, what I'm getting from here is nothing crazy. So, overall, Doechii, SZA, Girl Get Up. I mean, maybe you want to stay back down. You know, maybe you want to go back down.
This episode is brought to you by Dead Man's Wire, the new film from Doechii Entertainment. Dead Man's Wire is the incredible true story of the 1977 kidnapping that turned an aspiring entrepreneur into an outlaw folk hero. Directed by legendary filmmaker Gus Van Sant, Dead Man's Wire stars Bill Skarsgård, Dacre Montgomery, Carrie Elways, and Myha'la, with Coleman Domingo and Al Pacino. In select theaters January 9th, everywhere January 16th.
Down and, like, you know, get back in the lab, you know, get a better beat going, get some better flows going, you know, do that, because honestly, this song is just kind of whatever. So, overall, I'm just have to give it a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10, guys. What y'all think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications, guys. We're dropping new content every single goddamn day. And I'll see y'all later. You have a good one. And yeah, the wind's fucking blowing. I better get the fuck out of here. Yeah, guys, let me know. Do y'all enjoy Doechii's music? Are y'all actually, you know, bumping that shit? Y'all actually having a good time? Because I'll be real. Anxiety was one of those tracks where it kind of made me go, ooh, I'm not really liking Doechii's music. I'm just going to be honest with you. When I heard Anxiety, I was really with her on Denial's River. And then I get to Anxiety, I'm like, oh, this is not good at all. I'm not really liking this. But I always love to give artists a chance. You know, you can drop a bad song and then drop a good song, you know, later. You know, I've seen it happen on this show for 5 years of covering it. So, always give an artist a chance. This track is just kind of whatever, in my opinion. So, yeah, guys, I'll see you later. Have a good one. Bye.